Of condolence continue to pour in for the Mosunkuthu family. Khabisi Mosunkuthu, the former senior ANC official in Gauteng, died yesterday at the age of 69. He served as an MEC for community safety, for public transport, roads and works, and for the Department of Agriculture, Conservation and Environment.
Paying their last respect, Mosunkuthu, regarded as a selfless leader who knew the needs of the people. The former trade unionist and a former president of the Post and Telecommunication Workers Union passed away on the eve of Christmas. In 2011, the former senior ANC official in Gauteng resigned after more than a decade as a member of the executive in various portfolios. Mosunkuthu suffered a stroke in July. His widow Nonkaba paid a moving tribute.
I'm going to miss his sense of humor. I'm going to miss him as a provider. I'm going to miss him as a person who would always, very firm, asinta toring yes, but. Once he say you want to do a thing and he does not approve, do it at your own risk.
He will be remembered for stabilizing taxi violence during his tenure as Gauteng MEC for Transport. Mosunkuthu was a member of the Soweto Civic Association, United Democratic Front in Southern Transvaal, including Umkhonto weSizwe. After the democratic dispensation, he played a role in the Gauteng Provincial Government.
Loved by so many people, Tate Mosunkuthu, but he was hated by many people in relation to these taxi things. One thing they don't know, he loved them. He would come. These things ne really kotla simole, and then utla re habula dibuka sa ke dutse mona wa etsa I don't know, I'm angry. These people are fighting. They are killing each other. You know, I don't like it because batlo siya bana ili dikhutsana.
Meanwhile, the ANC says Mosunkuthu was a selfless cadre.
The ANC has lost the hardliner. The ANC has lost a comrade who was straightforward. What you saw in Khabs is what you got. He was straightforward, and I know that the taxi associations today are saying that man made sure that they towed the line, and he was clear that he will not tolerate any form of taxi violence, not when he was in charge. Which I think today a lot of taxi associations may say that he was there to help them to function. He was there to make them realize that violence will not grow the industry, but instead it will destroy the industry. Comrade Fabs was a great comrade in all.
Mosunkuthu leaves behind his wife and 4 children and will be buried this weekend. Nhlanhla Kgatlane, SABC News, Johannesburg.
COPE has joined a throng of South Africans in conveying condolences to the Mosunkuthu family. The party says his passing is not just a loss to his family, but to the entire country. In a statement, the party says Mosunkuthu was one of the liberation leaders who fought for the freedom that all South Africans enjoy today. For more on this story, we cross live to SABC reporter Nhlanhla Kgatlane, who is at the home of the late ANC official and former MEC in the Gauteng Provincial Government, Khabisi Mosunkuthu. Nhlanhla, what can you tell us? What's happening where you are?
Well, good day to you in studio. Coming to you right here from the Mosunkuthu residence in Kibla Park, south of Johannesburg, where messages of condolences continue pouring in. We know that Untatu Mosunkuthu passed away on the Christmas Eve. But just to talk to you about our visit yesterday, Desiree, when we visited the family, we managed to talk to the wife. And, you know, just talking to us about really what transpired on that day and who this person was. I mean, during our conversation, he told us that they were married for 41 years and it was the best time of her life, you know, talking about really what this person was. And he said that during when they were married, rather, for the past 41 years, that during apartheid, when after getting married and having kids, she did not complete her matric, and she got the encouragement from the husband, who told her, you know what, go to school, I will take care of the kids. Immediately after completing her matric, Untate Mosunkuthu also encouraged her to further her studies to become a nurse. And, those are the kind of conversations that we had with her, telling us that. But, talking about those fondest memories that she remembered, she said, but in the past 41 years, Ubaba Mosunkuthu, used to be this person who cared for the nation, who cared for the family, and saying that, but one of the things that always surprised her is that after he would encourage her to go back to school, a couple of months later, he would get detained. I'm talking about an incident in 1985, if I recall very well, that after when they had their last born, she wanted to continue her study and do her postgraduate. And Untate Mosunkuthu said, no, but why not continue? Immediately after that, 2 months, 3 months down the line, he was detained for 9 months. She also touched on the role that he played during her tenure as the MEC for transport, saying that, it used to really bother him that, black people during that time, during the taxi violence, would attack each other and kill each other, and talk about these people being inconsiderate, not thinking about their kids, saying that the reason why they were even taxi operators were in the industry was that so they could provide to their families. And even though they did provide for their families, they still wanted to kill, and also spoke to us how his life was in danger. But he kept on having that tenacity, to try and resolve the taxi violence. And those are the sentiments that were also shared by the ANC here in the region, saying that they have lost a cadre. But talking to what's going to be happening here today, we know that the Gauteng leadership is going to visit the family, led by Upanyaza Lesufi, Deputy Chair of the ANC in the province. We expect them to be here around 11 past 11 throughout the day, and we know that we just spoke to the family actually, and they told us now because of who he is, when they had a meeting with the ANC, the funeral is no longer going to be this weekend, rather it's going to be next weekend, so that they can send off this struggle icon in a respectful manner.
Nhlanhla, since you've been there this morning, who have you seen come in?
I've seen a couple of ANC people coming in. We went inside the house, and there were a couple of people that are here to come and pay their last respect to one of their own. But when you get inside the house, you can see that this person was loved by people. Yesterday we saw the ANC in the region come out in their numbers, coming to support the wife, singing and talking, having those engagement or on who he was. One of the ANC leaders speaking to us said that, one of the things, he used to have a bakkie, but it did not belong to him. But that bakkie would be used by the ANC. So those were like his personality, the kind of person he was, always thinking about the nation. The wife also, taking us through, the time when he was an MEC, and he would say that, remember that you are my wife and you have your own profession, and that he would not tolerate her going with him to each and every occasion that was work-related, because he wanted to focus on changing the lives of South Africa. And he also touched on, like I said earlier, one thing that stood out for me, rather, that during that time, the taxi violence, when they were still staying here, you would find taxis passing here, because remember, he believed that they wanted to sort of kill him. But he never, stood back. He always went forward, but encouraged them, this is my work, and I know that my work can be dangerous. So how about as a family, we try by all means to travel in separate cars, just speaking to his personality, that he really cared about the nation and also, or rather the people of Gauteng, and also his family. But since our arrival here, people have started, making their way in to come and support the family.
Do you get a sense of involvement of opposition parties? We've seen COPE bring out a statement about the passing of Mr. Mosunkuthu. What are the other opposition parties saying?
He was, a lot of people, he was a person who was loved by a lot of people. But since our arrival here, we've been here for like an hour. We haven't seen any other political parties except the ANC. We know that, like you already said, that, COPE, have passed their message of condolences to the family. But we can expect them to come during the course of the day.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Nhlanhla Kgatlane, and for that update that the funeral will not be this weekend and will be taking place next weekend. We'll continue to watch that story unfold and give you the proper details as they come out.